so heavy. Hello everyone, TECHMANPAT here, and today I'm reviewing this, the BLUETTI Premium 200 V2 Portable Power Station, a beast of a battery pack that aims to bring home level power on the go. Now this unit packs just over 2 kilowatt hours of energy capacity and can deliver up to 2,700 watts of continuous AC power, which is pretty insane for something that you can theoretically carry around. So whether you're a hardcore off-grid enthusiast, want to take office setups to the next level, or just curious, you'll get a clear picture of what this power station can do. So big thanks to BLUETTI for sending the power station for review. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get started by rolling the intro. Let's kick off with the core specs of the BLUETTI Premium 200 V2. It has 2,073 watt hours, or roughly 2 kilowatt hours, of LiFePO4 battery, rated for over 6,000 charge cycles, meaning it'll easily last a decade or more with regular use. The inverter delivers 2,700 watts of continuous power, but then up to 3,900 watts in powerlifting mode and surge handling. In simple terms, it can run just about anything from kettles to power tools without tripping. On the other end, charging is very fast. You get up to 2,300 watts from the wall and 1,000 watts from the solar input right here, or both combined can max out at 2,400 watts. That gets you from 0 to 80% in about an hour or so. For outputs, there are two AC sockets, which is pretty standard, 10 amps each, which is great. On the USB side, we've got USB-C at 100 watts each and USB-A at 15 watts. They're part of the DC output, and you've got an AC and DC button for each section. And you've got your solar input right here, and you've got your DC output, which is 12 volts, 10 amps. So look, you can pretty much charge anything and everything off this. There's also built-in UPS functionality with a 15 to 20 millisecond switch over, fast enough that my PC and monitors don't flicker at all during, let's say, an outage or a manual unplug. And with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built in, the BLUETTI app lets you monitor everything. And most interestingly, for me this time around, the new feature I found, peak load shifting. What is that, you may be wondering? Well, peak load shifting lets you schedule the unit to charge during off-peak hours when electricity is cheaper, and then automatically switch to battery power during expensive peak times. It's a smart way to save on your power bill without lifting a finger. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. I did the math. You are technically limited to savings of the total capacity. The max you can offload here is the 2 kilowatt hours. So for example, my peak electricity is 54 cents a kilowatt, so technically I can offload 92 cents per day after buying the kilowatts at 8 cents each during the day, or using solar for basically 0. So with a special price tag of 2,899 Australian dollars, it would take 8 years to pay itself back. So while pretty cool, let's not pretend it'll be a big money saver for you, but look, every $1 a day can count. So now, let's talk about how those specs translate into real-world usage and what scenarios this power station shines in. Despite its hefty weight, the Premium 200 V2 is surprisingly versatile, from camping and road trips to home backup. One of my favorite ways is to use it as a massive UPS for my home office. And I really mean massive, 2 kilowatts at a peak of 2,700, and then even more so when it does powerlifting. It keeps my gaming PC, monitors, modem, router, and server running without interruption during an outage. I said the same thing in my previous BLUETTI review of a small battery, but with this size and capacity and peak load, it's given me a lot of confidence, especially when I'm editing videos or doing critical work. Most importantly, it saves me from replacing hard drives in my server that basically, if I have 1 or 2 power outages a year, I have to replace 1 hard drive. So let's say after, 5 hard drives, this pays for itself. Do note, it's not a zero transfer UPS, so extremely sensitive medical equipment might need a dedicated UPS. But for most electrical PCs, TVs, fridges, lights, 15 milliseconds is fast enough. Now, beyond daily savings and UPS use, the Premium 200 V2 is a rock-solid backup for essential appliances. Probably what I would assume a lot of people would use it for. With 2 kilowatt hours of capacity, it can keep a standard home fridge, a large fridge, running for over 10 hours, or even a chest freezer for even longer. This is a real lifesaver during blackouts, especially in summer. For smaller gear like fans, lights, your modem, or even a CPAP machine, it'll power them all night and beyond. It's basically a silent generator that you can run fully indoors safely. No fumes, no fuel, no noise. Now, speaking of noise, this thing is impressively quiet. The fan stays off or whisper quiet under light loads. I can hear my lights and not hear this. I had a hard time testing too because the rest of my house was much louder. I think this sits at around 15 to 16 decibels. Now, the Premium 200 V2 is a brilliant fit for RVs, camper vans, and anyone living the mobile off-grid life. But I really mean living it. It's got the grunt to run any appliance like the RV aircon, heater, Starlink, or microwave for those short bursts. And the 1000 watt solar input means you can throw a decent panel setup to keep it topped up during the day. Now, it also supports that car charging around 100 watts from the 12 volt socket, but this is a massive battery. If you drain it, let's say 60% during the day, it's gonna take a while for your car to charge it up. But Blue Yeti has an optional 560 watt car alternator charger, which fills the battery in around 4 hours. You can easily run power tools or even full-size electric grills straight off the back of your ute. I can run a 1.5 kilowatt kettle, a 1.5 kilowatt drill, absolutely no issues. A hair dryer pulling 1.8 kilowatts, smooth. Even a 2 kilowatt induction cooktop worked without breaking a sweat. And if you need a bit more grunt, the powerlifting mode bumps it up even more for resistive loads like those grills and toasters. It almost feels like it's built more for tradies than going out. Because at 24 kilograms, this isn't something you're going to casually carry into the bush in and out of your vehicle. It's really best to keep in your car. So overall, this has been very solid in my use. There's been no bugs, no glitches, just consistent, stable performance. The built-in battery management system keeps everything in check, voltage, current, and temperatures all monitored to protect the unit, and of course, whatever's plugged in. I've had no hesitation running expensive gear on it, let me put it that way. And this is important. It's backed by a 5-year warranty, which is actually rare in this space. Most competitors offer 1 or 2 years max. Combine that with the long life LiFe P04 battery chemistry, and it's clear that this thing's built for the long haul, not just a gadget, but as a proper piece of your energy setup. That said, there are 2 key downsides: weight and that price. At 24 kilograms, it's not something you'll want to move around often, so you need to know where you're going to put it. And at around 2,899 Australian dollars, definitely a premium product. So what I'm going to tell you is that you need to be sure you actually need this much power and capacity. A few people I've spoken to about this portable power station said that it's overkill for their needs, and they do a lot more camping, for example, than me. It's just underused. That's why I think it compares more fairly to a fuel generator, but without the ongoing maintenance, noise, or fumes, and you can charge from solar. And the fact that you can run it safely indoors makes it a much more flexible options everywhere. If you don't need this much grunt, Blue Yeti smaller units might make more sense for you. But if you do, the value here is clear. Friends, thank you very much for watching. Drop your questions below if you have any, or any feedback, please let me know. Big thanks to Blue Yeti for sending this unit out for review. You'll find the links where you can buy it, of course, below. And if you're down there, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in another one. Bye!